This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Hello and welcome to episode 268 of the Clean Energy Show. I'm Brian Stockton.
And I'm James Whittingham. This week we provide our first Patreon episode to the public that we did last fall. Brian, we took your Model S Tesla that has
Model Y.
It's been that long. You see, I forgot.
Yeah.
The Model Y has the full self-driving beta software, and you transferred it from another car. And we took it driving without us doing anything. Couple drives, right? A couple drives across town.
Yeah, it was about 30 minutes of driving, and we recorded the whole thing, and we shot video for it as well.
Didn't kill a single person. And yeah, the video, you'll have to join the Patreon for the video, because the video was, you used a cinematic lens, as I recall.
Yeah, it was nice.
Some good camera equipment. But yeah, we're going to throw this out for the public because it was our first Patreon podcast. And because Tesla is launching in Austin right now, this week as we speak, we're recording this a bit early because you're going to be in the UK. How's the UK, as far as you know?
Hot is what I hear.
Okay, hot. Well, have you packed your Bermuda shorts or Hawaiian shirts?
Well, it is nice. It's easier to pack for a trip when it's going to be hot. Like all your clothing is then thin and light, so it's easier to fit in the suitcase.
Yeah, I would imagine it's a lot easier than doing a winter vacation. That's happening. There's some video clips online of it doing weird things, and we never experienced that weird of a thing, but we did experience some false, scaredy parts of it. But yeah, here it is. It was fun. And we'll see you again next week with a brand new show.
Imagine you're a business owner relying on a dozen different software programs, each one disconnected, more expensive, and more complicated than the last. It can be incredibly stressful, right? Now, picture Odoo. Odoo brings all the tools your business needs into one simple platform. CRM, accounting, inventory, manufacturing, marketing, HR, and more. All seamlessly connected. Everything works together, giving you the peace of mind that your business is running smoothly from every angle. Odoo's open source applications are user-friendly and designed to scale with your business, saving you time and money. Say goodbye to juggling multiple platforms and hello to efficient, integrated management. Stop wasting resources on complicated systems and make the switch to Odoo today. Visit odoo.com, ODOO.com, and discover how Odoo can simplify and streamline your business operations. Odoo, modern management made simple.
Okay, so we're here in the Tesla Model Y with full self-driving. And we're about to head to 7-Eleven, the same location we went last time.
We're sitting in front of my house in beautiful, uplands.
Uplands?
Where somebody just tried to break into my SUV the other night.
Oh!
And they may have taken some clothes because my wife uses it for storage. So that's good.
That's an extra closet.
That's why I make sure it's not locked.
Yeah, so we're filming here on a nice anamorphic lens.
This lens, this probably costs as much as the car, but how much do you use FSD? You don't use it because it's a pain in the ass.
No, it's because you have to be super vigilant.
Full self-driving beta, they call it, the software, and it keeps getting updated. And have you used the newest version, which is 12 point what?
It was updated recently, but no, I haven't used it. And
so how long has it been? Was it 2.5 years since we went on a test?
About that, yeah.
We went to 7-Eleven. It was a bit of a rainy day in the spring. It's now fall, almost 2.5 years later.
And we're going to do the same drive. This time I've got a student driver sticker on the back of the car, because one of the things I don't like about it is everyone thinks that I'm an idiot driver.
Right.
Because the car drives like a bit of a student.
Well, it's a bit more smooth now, I understand, from watching video.
Yes, it's more human-like. But if you're ready to go.
Yeah, we've put the 7-Eleven in the navigation.
Last time it took off from right where we were parked, but not this time.
You have to actually hit it while you're driving?
So we are now engaged.
And it's going very slowly at first. Oh, now it's decided that it's going too fast now. Okay.
Okay, and the camera kind of
It doesn't.
tilted back a bit there. Yeah, it's we're now going under the speed limit, but it did accelerate kind of quickly.
Why do you think it went under the speed limit?
I don't know. It
It's varying now. It's
Yeah.
weird. I don't like that. But
has more human-like characteristics.
so now we approach the speed limit and we're slowing down fairly abruptly. And where is it taking us?
It wants us to take us on a different route.
Okay,
I assumed it was gonna.
that's kind of concerning. Yeah, and it's really taking off. That's holy fuck.
So we're gonna hold on to the camera so it doesn't tilt backwards anymore.
Now what? It's slowing down to 23. We're on a 4-lane sort of boulevard, and now it's speeding up. Why is it doing this? This is we're not facing into the sun. The sun is to our right and a little bit to the back. It is really weird. It is telling us that we're speeding now.
There's a bunch of garbage bins on the road, so it is.
It's recycling day.
Yeah.
In 200 meters, turn right onto Winnipeg Street.
You know, for all the bragging that people have been doing online about how great this version
Now
is,
turn right onto Winnipeg
Well,
Street.
it's always variable, right? Like,
okay, it's not getting over to the far right as I would. Somebody could sneak into the right a little bit, a bicycle or something, come to a complete stop, and now it's
but again, we've got our
taking a turn.
student driver sticker on, so
So they really think you're holy fudge. Okay, it's getting up to the 60-kilometer speed limit. Almost, not quite. It is not doing the 60. It is 60 here. It's doing 50.
oh, this is a 60 speed limit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it still gets the speed limits wrong sometimes.
Well, this is a weird road we're on. It's kind of a weird exception.
In the middle of nowhere kind of road.
Yeah, and yet highly used.
Yeah.
As one of the few limits, we're now going past the oil refinery that is near my place. And I don't know what the wind direction is today. It's in our favor. A couple of pedestrians on the left of this road that doesn't have a...
Turn right to take the Ring Road West ramp.
So it's telling you what to do, but it's doing it itself. It doesn't need to tell itself what to do.
Yeah. I'll maybe turn that down a little bit so it's changing lanes.
I can see why I would take this route. I'm not complaining
Now
about the
turn
route.
right to take the Ring Road West ramp.
So we're entering onto a bit of a freeway we have in our small city. And it was a bit awkward there.
But it figured it
It was
out.
an unusual lane, and now it's going to accelerate and to the point where it makes me nauseous.
On the on-ramp.
I'd be curious to see how it deals with any construction, because it almost drove us into a pit last time.
So it's changing lanes.
It is.
So there's no more steering wheel nag. They've gotten rid of that. So I have my hand near the steering wheel, but you're no longer required to grab it every few minutes.
What's that? Just that it's turning lanes?
Yeah, it's just switching lanes again.
Okay, we're in the left lane of a 2-lane freeway.
Yeah, doing 100 kilometers an hour. So yeah, the steering wheel nag, that's
North off the street.
really helpful on the highway trips now. So we took a trip to Saskatoon and we were able to use that and basically keep your hands off the steering wheel the whole time on the highway. It
Just as long as your eyes are there.
yeah, it checks with the camera. Yeah.
Did it ever nag you?
I have transitions sunglasses.
Yes.
And in the car, they tend to not get dark,
Right.
but they got a little bit dark, and then it couldn't see my eyes anymore.
Oh, really? Because
I think they've gotten rid of that.
I just saw a video
Yeah.
with dark glasses, and they worked well.
I think the latest update, you can wear sunglasses now.
Oh, okay. Do you have the latest update?
I think so. We'll check later and figure out what version this is.
Okay.
But so far, no interventions.
All right. We're We're approaching the end of the freeway where it becomes a 70-kilometer zone, and then there's the traffic lights ahead.
So it's planning for a left turn here.
Left onto North Pasco Street.
You're keeping your hand near the wheel as a
Yeah.
precautionary thing should you need to take over.
And my foot.
But if you had your hands, behind your head and you were relaxed and smoking a cigar, it might take you a while to react. But so the camera is where? It's up here?
Up here somewhere. Or here. There.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, I was listening to some discussion about how they claim that these can be robotaxis. You could just, once the robotaxi thing happens, that yours, car, and all other cars will just suddenly go off and be robotaxis. But there's a lot that Waymo and companies like that do. Like, they have really good high-definition cameras. They have ways to stop the vehicle, an emergency button or a pull-over button. Things that your consumer cars just don't have. So I wonder about that. And also, if somebody leaves the door open, the car's stranded.
Yeah, that's
Like, that's an issue. Like, I think they have to have motorized doors.
But because they're very software-oriented cars, a lot of those features can be added through software.
Yeah, but the motor, is there motors out of the doors?
No, can't do that.
Little grappling hook comes out and grabs onto it and pulls it. Anyway, we want to thank our Patreon subscribers, members.
Mm-hmm.
We're happy to make bonus material for you. This is the first one we're doing with a lens that is way too good for the number of viewers that we are going to have. But yeah.
Yeah, well, I have all this fancy film equipment, and I don't get a chance to use it very often.
Uh-huh.
So
Why not do it for this?
I thought I would give it a shot.
So this is driving. It's driving kind of like a person drives.
Yeah.
It accelerates quickly, which is not how I would do it. But there hasn't been any point where you would fear somebody getting annoyed at you so far, right?
Well, it's been a little bit slow in a couple of places.
Well, yeah, when we first started going, it was weird, but
Yeah, I think there was a pickup truck behind us at that point that was a little annoyed. And
yeah.
it figured out that car is parked, so that's good, because there isn't a lane division.
Yeah, I was having that problem last time. There's no lane markings between the parking lane and the first driving lane.
Yes.
And it was sort of half in there.
Yeah.
It's not doing that now.
Closer to the middle dotted line, which is what I would prefer.
Yeah, that's good. That's a big improvement. But it has been 2.5 years.
Yeah.
So I would have expected leaps and bounds, especially with all the talk about, I think, was it 2015? He said in 2 years, robotaxis would be...
Well, sure. There's been many promises.
It's now coming to a nice, gentle stop at the stoplight, not making me nauseous, which is good. You're still hanging on to that.
I'm still hanging on to the
Yes, you
tripod.
can. You don't have to steer.
Yeah. But,
Okay, now it's got a visual display here.
and we're 5 minutes away now from our destination, so we're at least halfway.
This is a pretty big intersection, and it's got a scope of everything.
Yeah,
going
hopefully
on.
the camera's kind of picking up what we can see on the navigation
you doing?
screen. Those are the streetlights.
Okay.
That's a red light, red light, red light.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'm going to need a sandbag. That's the only fancy film equipment I don't have, is a sandbag to hold the camera down.
Well, do you want like one you can get at a gas station? If we can stop at a gas station.
That's all right.
That's what I have. I don't know. Where do you buy a normal sandbag?
Yeah, I have no idea. I can probably get them on Amazon now. But, and we're shooting in ProRes RAW video for the nice dynamic range.
Uh-huh.
To try and get the highlights.
Oh, it's accelerating quickly. Light turned green. And we got up to 50 as fast as possible. Of course, the guy beside us went even faster.
And the speed limit is actually 70. Oh, it's figured out the speed limit is 70.
It's changed it. It's
So it's changed, so
it
it's
didn't do it at an inappropriately late or early time. It did it as, I would say, a good driver would do.
Yeah.
But not too good of a driver, where you're actually waiting for the pass to sign. And
And a lot of what it does when I have used it recently is they're not critical interventions, but I get annoyed that it's like, well, I want to be in that lane.
Yeah.
And so I interrupt it and move in that lane.
And why do you want to be in that lane?
Well, I'm very particular about I've been driving in this city for like 40 years.
You know what lanes you
I'm
like.
very particular about what lane I want to be in.
Okay.
But right now it's just choosing the center lane, and that's appropriate. But this is a different route than it took us last time.
Yeah.
So that's the first major change.
Well, for one thing, we've been on major roads.
Yeah.
So maybe we should do another... how long does the video last? 45 minutes?
Yeah, I have 45 minutes of recording.
Maybe we could do another route through the city, if you're willing. Should you dare?
We'll see. My arm is getting tired holding on to the trunk.
Okay, well, I could take a turn.
Yeah.
So if you let go,
Okay.
I can take over. Are you worried that it's going to fall over?
Yeah, when we accelerated the first time, the camera kind of tilted back
Well, we really only need to hold it when
when it's accelerating. Yeah.
when we're in the position to do that.
Yeah, but if I had a sandbag, that would...
I can feel your back vents,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
which is nice.
There might be a bit of construction up here,
Interesting.
so that could be a stumbling block. Well, there's some cones off to the side there, but it doesn't seem like it's anything serious.
Can you actually hold the wheel and without disengaging it?
You got to be careful. You can't hold it too tight.
So can you adjust the
600 meters. Keep right to take Leuven Drive.
Can you adjust the amount that it follows a vehicle? Is there any?
Yeah, there's a following distance from like 7 car lengths to 2 or something like that.
Well, I mean, we got off to a rough start on a place where it shouldn't have been a rough start,
Yeah, that should have been the easy part.
but it's been doing very well
Since
so
then,
far. Quite impressed.
Now
Is it-
keep right to take Leuven Drive.
It is perfect weather.
And there's been decent painted lines on the road for the most part,
Yeah.
which is not common in our city.
300
No.
meters. Turn left onto 13th Avenue.
Do you remember why we picked a 7-Eleven?
I just wanted something that wasn't like a direct route, like something where we went a little bit east and a little bit,
Right.
west and south.
Uh-huh.
Now turn left onto 13th Avenue.
So it might accelerate soon.
Oh, it's stopping before entering the intersection. I don't like that. Ah!
And here we
I
go.
got the camera, but I can barely hang on to it. Okay.
And we're basically there. I'm not sure where it's going to take us.
Right to the Slurpee Fountain.
It's going to take
kind
us
of
on
in
a
between
right
two.
turn.
Destination is on the right.
It's kind of not doing a
Should
great
be
job
closer
turning
to the
right.
curb.
There's another Tesla in
It's a
front of us.
four-way stop. It's figured that out fairly well. Oh, look at that. It's taking us into the parking lot.
Where's it going to go?
I mean, I will have to take over very, very soon.
Well, I want to see where it goes. Oh, is it parking? Autopilot navigation complete.
Complete.
Okay, well,
Okay, well, I'm just going to pull up here.
we got right to the...
Yeah, it didn't give us a proper parking spot, but I was a little surprised it took us right into the parking lot.
yeah.
All right. Well, there we go. Final thoughts.
Very different than last time.
Yeah, and no disengagements?
No disengagements whatsoever. I would like to... do you think because you've never used it before that maybe it was just
No,
formatting the hard drive or something as we were taking
I
off?
don't know what that was. It could have been something to do with the garbage cans on the side of the road.
But they were out of our lane, and yeah.
But overall, yeah, that it wasn't that stressful for me as the person responsible.
We've only... I guess we took 2 left-hand turns, but only one at a where we had to wait our turn, really.
Right. But four-way stops, it does well. I've got a left-hand turn near my house that's kind of a tough one, and I'm looking forward to the day that I could just let the car do it, because it's one of those ones where you got to look left and right, and it's very busy, and it'd be great if the car could do that for me.
Yeah. But we got a four-way stop just down from our house that we take every day whenever we leave or come to the house, and people do not do it properly.
Other people don't follow the rules, yeah. But
They really do come to a rolling stop in the middle of the intersection and just keep going. And another Tesla.
all right.
Well, let's go somewhere else.
Okay, you ready to roll?
Okay.
I will have to get onto the street first. So we elected to go to Campion College at the University of Regina.
It's kind of on the other end of town, so we'll see how... Where is it taking us? Just on main streets?
Yeah.
You've engaged it?
It is going kind of fast again. And it is that thing where there's technically two lanes here, but there's no line in between the two lanes, so it's a little farther to the right than I would like. I'd like it to be closer to the yellow line.
Right. But there is enough room for a car on the right. Lots of room, even enough room for to open the doors. We've got a pedestrian intrusion here, and it is dealing with it by... Oh, there's a slower speed
It
limit.
read the speed limit to slow us down for this 30-kilometer school zone. So
I was not confused
okay.
by this.
There's parked cars, which usually force it to get a little closer to the center line.
So when I was on the way to the gym this morning, they had Q with Tom Power was talking about Die Alone.
Oh, yeah.
They had a big feature on Carrie-Anne Moss. However, they barely mentioned the movie.
Well, that's weird.
He did claim he's seen it. He had seen it, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, when we were at the airport for our trip to Milwaukee, Lowell was on TV in the
Was he?
CTV morning show
Oh, okay.
as we were preparing to leave. Areas like this, too, this is a sort of a crowded area of town to the point where they've made it a community safety zone and tried to slow down the traffic. But this is one of those places where this is better for a computer to drive. Like, the reason they had to put up these traffic calming things is 2 kids died in the last year or two in this area.
Oh.
Pedestrians getting run over by cars. So, this is a case where a computer driving is eventually going to be safer.
I would have wished that they made this more of a pedestrian street.
And there was some pedestrians here, so I
How's it
will
going?
make sure.
Oh,
The car stopped for the pedestrians.
okay. You didn't do
I
anything.
didn't do anything. I had
Very
my
good.
foot ready,
Okay.
but the car stopped on its own.
Speeding up.
But it's still... Well, it's actually, I think the speed limit here
In
is...
200 meters, turn right onto Albert Street.
I think the speed limit's actually 40, but it still thinks it's 30.
Okay, it slowed down unnecessarily there.
Yeah. It sometimes does some overly cautious things. And it's going to take a right here.
Now turn right onto Albert Street.
What do you, on October 10th, they're doing the Robotaxi reveal.
Okay, it's turning right on a red here. So it's sort of cautiously going forward.
So different cities would have different rules for red lights. Now a pedestrian who's just running across the street, did it see him? Yes.
It's
Didn't slow down completely for him.
yeah, so in Quebec you can't turn right on a red, right? Is that what it
Yeah,
is?
there's some places. I can't even remember, but So they'd have to know where you are to know what the rules are. Be patient, new driver. You guys have no idea. Yeah, the robotaxi, it'll be interesting.
Right. So there's a robotaxi event coming up in about a week. They're gonna.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they have any LiDAR or any radar,
Turn left.
any non-traditional. You want me to take a turn on the thing now?
No, I'm good. For now.
Your arm falls asleep. Okay, so we're going to take a left turn at a
Then
traffic
turn
light.
left onto College Avenue.
This is the middle of the day. There's not too much traffic today. All things considered. Probably not too many impatient people on the road. Sees the cyclist, I guess.
Yeah, there's always visualizations for people, and I think it does dogs now. And
Do you know what I wish? Deer. I wish they could have. These cameras won't see them.
I think they will.
I think LiDAR would. You would see the deer, but you wouldn't see it in the bush before, unless your headlights are on it. I want a system where there's like another Tesla. Is that a Tesla? With a spoiler?
I'm just concentrating here on it's a slightly tricky left turn.
Speeding up when there's a cyclist crossing at a pedestrian lane. Illegal.
Right, I think that's a Model X up there.
Really, it doesn't need to be this aggressive.
Right. We probably can adjust that in the settings. There is settings for how aggressive you want it to drive.
Yeah, because it is a little concerning. It's not happy with how fast this guy's going, so he's undertaking it. I guess we're going to turn right
Do
up.
a lane change. We do have to turn right up ahead. Flashing red, which of course means stop, and I'm always amazed how many drivers just drive through these things.
Turn right onto Broad Street.
Yeah, my daughter, who just got her license, makes me come to a complete stop even if there's no one there and the lights are on, because that's the law.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to get a ticket.
Yeah.
Is that an X?
Yeah, that's an X.
I see a lot of
I
X
think some
Model
of them
X's.
have I guess they all have a
Turn
spot.
right onto Broad Street.
So space is a bit tight here. Again, it should be able to turn red, right on the red. It's came to a full stop and it's creeping forward. Kind of changed its mind there.
Oh, my kidneys.
And then accelerated a bit too quickly.
Yeah, nobody drives like
Lane
that.
change.
Okay, now we are passing the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation's local TV station and radio. Naked Bean to the left. Look at all those happy old people having a hot coffee in the middle of the day.
That is a great place for coffee. I do like it. Scenic Wascana Park on our right. Larger than Central Park in New York City.
Made by damming a creek, right?
Yeah,
A mere
it's
creek.
a man-made lake we have in the middle of our city. Most cities are built on a river. Our city is built on a creek. It's very small. Not a lot of water flowing through it. Some famous houses on the left here, which you can't see. The Quinn Drive houses. Very important in modernism. And there's a show at the Mackenzie Art Gallery right now about Izumi, the architect who did those houses.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I hope the camera's catching some of the fall colors. It's starting to turn. I wouldn't make this lane change
No,
myself.
not you. You wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't do this, but
Why do you suppose it did that?
I'm not sure. But still, no interventions. That's That's something.
Yeah. It seems to do the hard things well and the easy things not so well,
That's
eh?
right, yeah.
So now that you've tried it again, do you think you would ever use it in the city?
Yeah, this is definitely a lot better. So, yeah, I might. Like I say, there's, driving, we take it for granted, but driving's really stressful and difficult. And,
But you told me many years ago that you love driving.
I do like driving, yeah.
So,
But also, like, how you get, now that I'm older, I'm not as good at it,
you're blind and deaf and...
it's not like it used to be. And like you go to park in a parking spot, and I feel like when I was in my 20s, I would get it exactly right every time.
Right.
And now I pull into a parking spot and I'm like way off. I'm right on the lines and,
Now turn left onto University Drive North.
So the automatic parking feature on this is very, very good.
Is it?
Yeah. So
Have you used that in real life?
Oh yeah, we use that a lot.
So give me a situation where you would use that,
Well, we often walk here at the university in the morning.
right?
It's a red light, but it's slightly confused.
It is slightly confused. It's jerking a little bit, which is
Okay,
very odd.
It sees the arrow and it is going. Yeah, it was slightly confused, but it didn't make the mistake. We walk in the mornings here, and we park in the parking garage, and
In 200
typically we
meters,
get the car to
turn
park
right
itself.
onto Sagittarius Lane.
The auto park feature.
How long does it take you to walk this far? That's another
Now
test.
turn right onto
It's
Sagittarius Lane.
It's a 15-minute walk to the university from my house.
So what parking garage do you use?
There's an underground one there on the other side
Is there?
by kinesiology.
Okay, we've arrived in the middle of the University of Regina. Just driving slow, cautiously, and stopping for no reason.
Okay, it got confused about that parked car,
Now turn left
but
onto
then it eventually
Maple
made the right decision.
It eventually did, yes, but it was...
That was a little,
The car wasn't moving, it was just sitting there.
yeah, but it had its lights on. Like
This
sort of
brake light?
lights.
Yeah.
Now your destination is on the right.
Oh, it's pulling over.
And sort of pulling over.
This is kind of nice. It will actually
It's still going.
still going past where you might stop. Oops,
Okay, there was a pedestrian
Sorry.
that the car did stop for.
Well, he wanted to go. He should have stopped and let the pedestrian by.
If I was driving, I would have kept going because
Yeah,
he was planning to walk behind the car.
and he looked annoyed.
Yeah. So I'm not sure where it's going to stop us.
Well, it did sort of.
Well,
Okay.
it sort of looks like it wants to go in a loop. So I may have to stop it at some point.
Maybe it's waiting for you to take over because it can't stop.
They've never figured out the kind
Now
of,
turn left onto University
yeah, so it just
Drive
wants to take
North.
us back.
But it did take you to the door of the building.
It
so
did, and I
that's
normally,
impressive.
I was waiting for it to stop and tell me to get out or something.
Okay.
But so I'm gonna stop this soon. Because, it just looks like it's going to take us on an endless loop
Now
here
turn left onto
until we elect to
Sagittarius Lane.
stop the car.
So there's lots of no stopping places. That car is still there, but its brake lights aren't on anymore.
I'm going to just stop it here. So that's a disengage. And, well, I don't want to stop there.
Now turn left onto Lee Glen Avenue.
But the navigation hasn't stopped yet, so. All right, I'll just stop here.
Now your destination is on the right.
So, two different drives. Neither of those was, I would call, particularly difficult. But still, no interventions on either one.
No interventions, nothing dangerous, I don't think.
No, it stopped for people when it needed to.
Thank God.
I think it's better at stopping for people than humans are, because it's obviously programmed for that, right? Like it has to be, job number one, don't run over pedestrians. Like it takes that very seriously.
Right. Yeah. And then we did have somebody run out in front of us in the middle of the street, and I was a bit worried because I saw it before the car responded.
Yeah.
It's not that it didn't see it, it's just that it chose not to respond right away. It would be good in those situations, too, that it responded slowly so you're not rear-ended.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. There's a lot of little complicated things, and we've seen a few, situations that you think are not going to happen very often. They happen to us already, and it did well. But is it Waymo level? Probably not.
So this is full self-driving version 12.5.4, just for the record.
Okay.
Which I think is pretty recent as of now.
Right. Well, thanks for being members of our Patreon.
Yeah.
We hope to make more podcasts, audio podcasts, and different things for you guys as a bonus. Somebody talking at us now.
Somebody bad at where I stopped. So I will pull ahead. He has a giant truck with a trailer, so he
knows how to use his horn.
knows that he uses his horn and couldn't quite get through. But anyway, yeah, and we'll probably do another full self-driving thing at some point in the future when there's been other updates and we can see how it's changed.